OOP, OOPS, or object-oriented programming, no matter what you call it as a beginner, we all face a lot of difficulties whenever it comes across our way. But as you already know, I am here to make things easier and interesting for you so that going further, you can easily face the problems related to OOP. Now I will be telling you everything about OOP, what it is, why to use it, and most importantly, how to use it. So make sure you watch it till the end and stay focused as everything is going to get easier soon. So let's start with the basics. What is object-oriented programming or OOP? So OOP is a powerful idea that allows you to model real-world entities and their interactions using programming concepts. It organizes the code into objects, and objects represent specific instances of a class. So everything in Python is an object. A class is a blueprint or template for creating those objects. OOP provides a structured and modular approach of designing and implementing software systems. Let's first get into the details of objects and classes and try to understand it more. Objects are the building blocks of OOP. They encapsulate both data, known as attributes, and the behavior of functions, known as methods. Objects allow you to group related data and actions into a single unit, making your code more intuitive and easier to manage. A class serves as a blueprint that defines the structure and behavior of the objects. It's like a recipe that describes how objects of that class should be created and behave. Let's take an example. Imagine we are modeling a car. We can define a class called car with attributes like make, model, and year, as well as methods like start engine, display info, and to access those informations, we use the created objects. Now to concrete your understandings, let's head to the screen and see how we can implement these things by creating our own class. So here we will be creating a class named car with make, model, and year as the attributes, and display and start engine as the methods. So methods are nothing but the functions which we will be creating inside a class. So we will write class. To create a class, we give the keyword class, car, colon, and inside this class I will be creating a constructor. So a constructor is a special method in object-oriented programming that is used to initialize and set up the initial state of an object when it is created. So it will initiate the parameters that we are giving like make, model, and year. So let's create the constructor. I will write def _init _. Constructor is always named as an init function, colon, and inside this init function, I will give parameters like self. Self is the object itself, so it will be the first parameter. So the objects we make will be saved in this self parameter. Next is make, model, and year. And inside this init function, I will initialize our parameters. I will write self.make is equal to make, self.model is equal to our model, and self.year is equal to year. Now let's create the first method, that is display. I will write def display, and inside this we will pass self parameter, colon. In the next line we will print our make, model, and year. So first we will print the make. I will write make, comma, self.make. Next we will print model, comma, self.model. And lastly we will print year, comma, self.year. So now whenever we will call the display function, it will print all of the parameters. Next we will define start engine. I will write def start engine, pass a parameter self. Self is the compulsion parameter that you have to pass in every method you create inside a class. And print engine started. So now we have created our own class. Now let's create an object and access the elements of the created class. So I will create an object named obj1 is equal to name of the class, that is car, and pass the parameters. Firstly we'll pass make, BMW, the model, X5, and the year 2023. Now we have created an object with the car class. I will run it. Now if I show you obj1 dot, it will show you all the attributes and methods inside that class. So we will select display, and now you must be thinking we haven't given the self parameter. So self is the object one itself. Now this obj1 will be saved in the self parameter and hence we don't need to pass it. Now if I run it, I get everything printed which is inside the display method. So we can also access the attributes. Let's access make. I will write obj1.make and if I run it, I get BMW. Now I will create another object for the same class. obj2 is equal to car. Let's give Audi A8 and pass the year as 2021. Now if I show you obj2 dot, now you can see I can access all the elements from that class. And now if I write display, it will print Audi A8 and 2021. Now if I write object1.display, it will print BMW X5 and 2023. So that is the beauty of OOP. By creating one class, you can access it using various objects. If I write obj2.startEngine, it says engine started. And if I write obj1.startEngine, it will give me the same output. But as the parameters are different, if I write obj1.make, I will get BMW, and if I write obj2.make, I will get Audi. So that's how you create classes and objects in Python. But that's not all, we have a long way to go and it's just the beginning of the OOP concepts. Make sure before going ahead you watch all the videos on the screen to know more about Python and its function. Till then, keep learning and thanks for watching.